I'll kind of speak more about myself and a team member here. I'm mid-career. I am an engineer by training. I have my PhD in mechanical and electrical engineering, and then I worked for Hewlett-Packard for 12 years. So I know a lot about consumer electronics, and then most recently I was working for Honeywell. And Naomi here has just graduated from high school, and she's our lead customer. So she's used our product. So she'll be talking about her experience. So maybe you can have a seat if you like. What we are developing here is combining technology and art. So we kind of combine artisan design and technology, and that's the name, Teqnizan. And you can see some wireless waves going out at that height. The smart jewelry that we're developing, the very first product is an earring. It's difficult to do because the ear is very sensitive to the weight. So we have to kind of have this function and the aesthetics in a very lightweight form factor. So it has to be very lightweight. So we've developed a smart earring, a Bluetooth earring, and our goal is to create more peace of mind and facilitate more healthy living through this connectedness. So the fact that hands-free, the consumer or the customer, the person wearing it, can be connected to the internet, it should create more peace of mind because they get information that they need or they would like to have real-time, hands-free, wherever they are. So that's kind of our vision. So the problem statement, what's life like in this modern day and age for us? We're all very busy. Many of us are very busy in this digital age, juggling multiple responsibilities. And with all these new devices coming up, especially the cell phone, getting more features, and now the smart watch, how do we create more convenient and healthier ways to communicate and kind of, be productive, be productive, but be safe as well. I've seen people texting something while driving on Highway 94. They're driving the car and they've got the phone. It's just, so I think variables make a lot of sense because it seems like there is need to be real-time connected, even when you're driving on the highway. So that's kind of our goal. And right now, we can certainly do calls. So if you're busy doing something and there's a call that comes in either from your spouse or your boss, somebody, it will come through and you'll be able to receive the call even though the phone's not right there, and you're occupied otherwise. Turns out hearable category, so the category of products that are called hearables, which are primarily voice interface, are projected to grow. So it's this bar here. It's actually expected to grow more. This is the smartwatch category, but hearables is expected to grow more. There is products like there's a German company called Prairie. They are developing earbuds that are almost a mini computer, so it's like a small computer that fits in the earbud, and they're primarily targeting it for at the exercise, for athletics and activity, active lifestyle type applications. But certainly just hands-free voice interface, it's a very natural interface, and that category is expected to grow. So it's expected to grow fast. What are the options right now? Obviously we hold the cell phone to our ear, or we're always on some screen. It's either the laptop screen or the cell phone screen, and there's just a lot of screen time. The first version of Apple smartwatch, I think it was Rev 1, that you had to actually hold your watch up to make the phone call. I think the Rev 3, it doesn't have to be held up to your ear. You can kind of hear it from from your natural position. But still, I think it's just very awkward to have phone calls through the wrist. The other option is the wired earbud. So, you put the earbud in, there's a wire going to the phone. There is, it can get tangled, it can get snagged in something, so there's some hazards that are created. The wireless earbuds, there are quite a few wireless earbuds in the market now. It turns out everybody's ear is different, so fitting that wireless earbud in the ear canal is not an easy task. So it can fall out, or it just feels, causes some pain or discomfort. It does block the ear, so it creates safety hazard. There have been some accidents reported where people can't hear surroundings and, on the road. And there is concern that the radio frequency wave is so close to the brain, and if you're wearing it all the time, that prolonged exposure, what can happen. So those are some of the kind of limitations. And then the Bluetooth headset is the one that goes over the head and over the ear. The sound quality can be good, but it also, you don't want to walk around with that thing on your head. So what we've developed is the earring. Half the population, which is still a very, very large number, does wear jewelry. And it's the size of the electronics is such that it can be included or encased in the earring itself. So that's kind of one of the concepts we know we can build. We have some working prototypes here that I'll welcome everybody to come up and try. So basically it has a Bluetooth circuit in it. The speaker that outputs the sound is over here. It will be on the earlobe. So when the person wears the earring, the speaker is right here on the earlobe. And then the microphone is here facing forward. So all the sounds can be received by the microphone. And other sensors can be added. We don't have the sensors added on, but adding the accelerometer is going to be fairly straightforward. So most activity trackers are wrist worn right now, and the smartwatch has a heart rate monitor and it has accelerometers. But the hand is kind of somewhat separate from the core, the torso. So I know people just move the hand, and the activity tracker thinks you've done a lot of exercise when you actually have just moved your hand. So I think something connected to the body may be more accurate. So the accuracy of the activity tracking may be improved. And the heart rate monitor can be added to the earlobe. It's actually one of the best places to measure heart rate because there's no bone there. So the accuracy of the heart rate can be improved. Our first product doesn't have the heart rate, but it can be added. So other sensors like temperature sensor can be added. So what does this enable? It enables hands-free. And that's the key feature, the fact that the person can be hands-free and more mobile when wearing this product, and then you can kind of more naturally communicate. As many of you may have heard, that the voice interface is becoming more and more prevalent. Amazon Alexa is getting added to many devices, so you can actually ask questions in voice form and get responses in voice form. You don't have to type or type on your phone. We are working on our first app. The first app will be to filter out calls, so you can define your list of phone numbers where if the phone call is from that list, it'll come through. Wherever you are, whenever, wherever, it'll come through. But if it's like some spam call coming from somewhere, it won't get forwarded to the earring. So you won't be getting pinged all the time. But you will be connected for urgent phone calls. There's less screen time. You stay connected to the internet with less screen and more natural voice. It's safer because you can be aware of the surrounding. You can hear what's going on around you, and still be connected. So the speaker can deliver that information. There's less exposure to the radio frequency wave because it's not in the ear canal right by the brain, but an inch or two away. We are a bunch of women trying to do a lot, and so we're designing it with that in mind. So it can be used in the car, at work, at home, and it's kind of seamless. So you're wearing it, so it can be, getting into your car, walking to your cube, or walking to your wherever the workplace is, or walking to your home. And we're also trying to keep in mind how to make it kind of clean tech, where it's easier to refresh and reuse, because we could have some precious metal on here, maybe even some precious gemstones. So how do we make it easy to repair and reuse? So I want to stop here. We have Naomi. She's our very first customer. Her grandfather is part of our team, so he does some of our design work. So Naomi's used the product. We gave her one in November, and so she's going to tell us about her experience. She's not an engineer, so you'll hear what the customer experience was like.
Yeah, so I actually met Rama through my grandfather, Steve Fighton, who is another engineer in the company. I've been using these for a few months. I got them back in November, and they're actually really fun to use. I've liked them a lot. It's been really fun to use them. You basically just connect it to the Bluetooth on Siri, and you can talk and speak. You can hear all your calls, all your music. I use it basically throughout the day with anything I use, usually with headphones, but it gets rid of problems with the whole headphone cord and getting stuck on your arms and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, okay.
Thank you.
Sure, yeah.
So you just hold on the button, it'll flash blue, and then you can turn on the Bluetooth and then connect it to the Teqnizan thing, and then put it in your ear, and then you can turn up all the volume and everything, and it all connects through the little speaker around the thing.
Yeah. So I think the volume adjustment is through the phone, so you can kind of adjust the volume, make sure it's audible, and then I have an Android phone, and from Android I can say, "Okay Google," we go in that listening mode. On the Android phone, you can tap the mic symbol. There's a mic symbol, and then it goes in listening mode. So it says Google is listening, and then you can say, "Okay Google, call Naomi Fighton," for example. She's in my address book. And it does. Google goes and calls up Naomi Fighton. This is all hands-free voice. And it'll ring Naomi, and when she responds, I can hear back. So if I have my hearing, or if somebody else has their phone, or they have their earbud, you go through the phone. So you can maybe, yeah. So it's, about the size where it's comfortable to wear. It's 5 grams or less. The guidelines are earring jewelry has to be 7 grams or less. So we are well below the maximum limit, 5 grams or less. And then small enough, with hair, it's, you can show it. We're starting to work on the more artistic design. So we're partnering with some jewelry designers, a couple of them, and they'll be doing more jewelry design. And we're looking at other form factors. So it's the drop earring. We're also looking at hoops and stud earrings. So we're looking at other, and then within that form factor, there's a whole range of designs that can be done. A whole range of materials that can be done. So we're starting to develop that. And then there's apps. So because this thing is Bluetooth connected to the internet, there's a lot of apps that are possible. It can be a mix of voice and text, the screen. It can be the app can be a mix of the screen and voice interface. So we started to think of use cases and what sort of app to develop. Um, and we're working on that. And then, let's see. But as is, I think it's still useful as is. And can I pull up my website at this point? And, yeah, so this is our website, https://teqnizan.com. So we did our company, we've been through some of the kind of accelerator type programs. There's a Pre-Line group in New York. They do more kind of fashion, social trend setting. We went through their accelerator, virtual accelerator, and Idea just is an incubator here in Minneapolis. Excel MN, they had a program, we went through that. Then Clean Tech Open, the accelerator. We are partnering with Arrow. They're a global electronics supplier. And then IoT Fuse, Internet of Things. Fuse organization, we're part of that. You can buy it. So like we are showing, these are functional. We can build them in quantities of 10 to 100. So please, I welcome and invite you to be one of our early customers and try it. Certainly give us lots of feedback and help us out.
Very good.
Because it's a local company. And then I think, so this is actually a video, and it's on our website. Should play.
I think we should probably get the Q&A.
Okay, there. Okay, all right. So I just wanted to show you the video. This is some of the use cases. So in all these situations can be connected to the internet. And clearly there are times when we, even though our hands are not free, we still need to talk. We still need to be connected. Yeah.
All right, let's give these guys a round of applause.